on the 240th day of the genocide in Gaza, the 16th year of the blockade of Gaza, and the 76th year of occupation of Palestine, we stand here at a site of learning, of sharing knowledge, and sharing community. At least in name. In reality, this is a site of active colonialism and occupation of unceded Kumeyaay land, and of collaboration with the Zionist state. Not only does this campus receive millions from private military contractors, more than $1 billion from the United States Navy and Army, but also receives millions directly from Zionist organizations that seek to maintain and strengthen the State of Israel under the guise of academic research. We are all here complicit, but some of us at UCSD are not only complicit, but are direct accomplices and continue to support the genocide in Gaza. On this tour, we will bring light to just a fraction of the total number of projects connected to the occupation. These projects are unquestionably evil and unquestionably lacking in any sort of moral clarity. But that moral clarity is exactly what we have, and they will know us. They will know us by our chants, by our noise, and they will have a choice. Continue with their unethical research and collaborations, or face our continued escalation, called for by the Palestinian student movement in Gaza. The fear they will feel is nothing compared to the plight of the Palestinian people. More than 40,000 have been killed by the Israeli occupation forces in the past 8 months. Since 2008, in each moment of resistance, 10 times more Palestinians have been murdered than Israeli soldiers killed. This is not a conflict. This is not a war. This is genocide. There are no more universities in Gaza, and we will shut down this university to bring about justice. As we learned today, let's ensure that at least while we are there will be no business as usual. After each lesson and as we march, make as much noise as possible. Yell, boo, bang your pots and pans, blow your horns, make an absolute ruckus. For those of you who are sensitive to loud sounds, and honestly even those of us who aren't, it's important to protect their hearing. So we have earplugs available up here in the front, and we will come around, and just come up to us and grab them. I would also like to advise everyone to wear a mask, both for COVID safety as well as because press media may be present and they may be phobic. Okay, let's go ahead and practice making some noise. So put all your rage into it, and let's hear it. Let's keep it going. We're gonna march that way. All right. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Long live Palestine. Long live Palestine. Long live Palestine. Long live Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever. Boycott, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Boycott, divest. rest. We will not stop, we will not rest.
We will not stop, we will not rest.
UCSD painted red.
UCSD painted red.
Over 40,000 dead.
Over 40,000 dead.
UCSD painted red.
UCSD painted red.
Over 40,000 dead.
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 Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Long live Palestine.
Long live Palestine.
Long live Palestine.
Long live Palestine. Not a conflict, not a war. Say it louder, say it more. Not a conflict, not a war. Say it louder, say it more. Not a conflict, not a war. Say it louder, say it more. Not a conflict, not a war. Say it louder, say it more. Not a conflict, not a war. Say it louder, say it more. Not a conflict, not a war. funding genocide. UCSD, you can't hide. We can see your fascist side. UCSD, you can't hide. You are funding genocide. Our university. Our university. Our university. Our streets.
So loud.
Our streets.
That's the point of the whole thing, right? Yeah, I guess I need to get.
Hey, hey!
Ho ho! Chancellor Costa's gotta go!
Hey, hey!
Please come in further, there's more people. Fantastic. Hi everybody. Welcome to the Social Sciences Building. In this building is the office of the Director of the Center for Cyber-Archaeology and Sustainability. This group seems very interested in what has happened on the ancient land that is now occupied Palestine. So interested, in fact, that they are more than willing to overlook that one of the excavation sites is just meters away from a mass grave. a mass grave from the Tantura Massacre during the first Nakba in 1948. A mass grave of about 100 Palestinians who lived there, murdered in cold blood, their land stolen, and paved over into a parking lot. Keep it coming with the noise though, I love this. This research group passes right over the corpses with their DJI drones, the same company that manufactures drones being used to kill Palestinians now in Gaza. The phenomenon of UCSD archaeology excavating on the stolen land of Palestinians goes beyond the single project. In 2020, the Corvette Foundation, a foundation which intends to further entrench the economic ties between the U.S. and Israel, granted $1.3 million to create the Joint University of Haifa UCSD Marine Archaeology Research Station in the ethnically cleansed town of historical Acre, Palestine, now in northwestern Israel. When the field station was opened, Scripps Institution of Oceanography Deputy Director for Research and Associate Vice Chancellor for Marine Sciences expressed the hope that this would develop into a long-term relationship with more postdoctoral and graduate student exchanges and joint research expeditions, and support the even broader vision of enhanced research collaboration with Israel. Since they are so interested in what happens on long archaeological timescales, I hope they consider what will happen millennia from now. What will future archaeologists say? How will they see this work as anything but a tool of occupation, a tool created to legitimize the state of Israel by overlooking history and drawing attention to ancient curiosities with flashy technology, biblical references, all while filling the literature with that name, Israel, refusing to acknowledge that that land is Palestine? If you care so much for preserving the past, preserve what there is now before it is burned, buried, lost, and ignored. The Palestinian people still exist, here and now. There is still time to use your voice for good and to stop this genocide. Our next stop will be just across the way at the Center for Global Policy and Strategy, School for Global Policy and Strategy.
on Global Conflict and Cooperation, or IGCC, a place which was founded in 1982 to study global situations.
Louder.
Sorry. To study global situations sufficiently severe so as to threaten their escalation into large-scale war, and which currently has over 60 political scientists, economists, and policy experts as research affiliates from universities all across the UC system and country. IGCC is a place which partners with and has funding from the U.S. State Department, the Office of Naval Research, and the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. A federally funded center for defense research, which just a few days ago was designated the first approved site to test and fly autonomous AI drone swarms for use by the military. But wait, there is more. The IGCC's connections to the military-industrial complex and the academic and militaristic normalization of the genocidal, ethnic cleansing, and barbaric Israeli state are so entrenched that we are going to be here a while. Starting with the IGCC leadership, Dr. Tai-Ming Chung, a professor at the UC School of Global Policy and Strategy, directs the IGCC and also is on the advisory board of the Silicon Valley Defense Group, who is also a partner supporter for the IGCC. The Silicon Valley Defense Group is just as gross as it sounds, an incubator for the incestuous relationships between national defense and private industry, a, quote, nexus that seeks to promote, quote, market-driven solutions that further allied geopolitical advantage. Do we think that someone who is in bed with the military-industrial complex should be directing a center studying war? No! But wait, there is more. The IGCC Research Director for the International Security Studies is Dr. Eli Berman, a UCSD economist and active participant in the Israeli state's campaign to violently terrorize, displace, and ethnically cleanse Palestinians from their land through his 1981 through 1985 tour with the Israeli occupation forces, a tour which included participation in the invasion of Lebanon. Dr. Berman's research agenda of making U.S. policies of U.S. military imperialism and defense. Lost my spot. Dr. Berman's research agenda of making U.S. policies of military imperialism and colonial dispossession more efficient through economic analysis has been funded by the U.S. Department of Defense through the Minerva Institute, a program designed to use social science research to advance American security interests. Do we think research on international security studies should be directed by someone who has actively fought for Palestinian oppression and asked the DoD for money? And if this isn't bad enough, guess who is the IGCC Advisory Board Chair? Former California Governor Jerry Brown, who in 2014 invited Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of the settler colonial state of Israel, to the heart of Silicon Valley. To promote trade and joint research between California and Israel, and who, in 2017, signed the Governors United Against BDS statement affirming his rejection of the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against against Israel, and an economic movement against an apartheid state, just like the movement that helped South Africa end apartheid. Should Jerry Brown be advising the IGCC on how to, quote, produce and use research to build a more peaceful and prosperous world when he so blatantly disregarded Palestinians' lives, their right to self-determination, and right to their land by entrenching California's relationship with Israel? No! We call on all people of conscience associated with the Institute on Global Conflict and Cooperation
to divest from the blood money, the Institute, funding the Institute, and replace the dirty, war-hungry people running the Institute with those who don't have a vested interest in war and the deaths of Palestinians. And now we go to Rady School of Management.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Our tour of Complicity now comes to the Rady School of Management. Yeah, that deserves a blow on its own. Does anyone know what the fuck management is? I don't know. It is home to, among other nefarious things, Wells Fargo Hall. In 2023, Wells Fargo was an accredited that provided a $500 million loan to Coordinated Systems of America, a defense technology company whose armed drones for Palestinians and the surveillance tech is used at the U.S.-Mexico border. We're also here to talk about what goes on within these buildings, particularly the U.S.-Israel Center on Innovation and Economic Stability. This Center of Excellence is funded in part by the Goethe Foundation, whose over $700 million grant making since 1980 has been committed to ensuring a bright future for Israel as a beacon of democracy in the Middle East. CEO Jeffrey Farber is on the National Executive Committee of AIPAC. So, that is who funds the U.S.-Israel Center on Innovation and Economic Stability, but what do we actually do here? They fairly normalize educational, economic, and industrial relationships with Israel through their two immersion experiences, where they send Rady students to Israel and bring Israeli students here to San Diego. The U.S.-Israel Center also hosts conferences that deepen ties between the two settler colonial states, such as the 2016 Water Innovation Conference in San Diego between local officials and Israeli representatives to address Southern California's drought problem using Israeli water technology. In the most grotesquely ironic way, one of the Israeli companies that presented at the conference was the Gihon Company, a private Israeli water and sewage corporation that supplies water to illegal Israeli settlements, but has regularly refused to supply water to Palestinians and has exponentially increased the price at which it sells water. A private company exploiting and depriving Palestinians of the water that flows on their land. Was the company invited to San Diego by the U.S.-Israel Center at UCSD to help address the drug crisis. A company actively enforcing water apartheid on Palestinians while they turn a profit. Rady also hosts the Border Innovation Challenge. This program, created with the Jacobs School of Engineering and the Smarter Border Coalition, was made, quote, to develop new solutions and technologies that will improve security and efficiency at border crossings. For both Israel and the U.S., borders and checkpoints are growth engines for the economy through the development of surveillance technologies and new methods of controlling movement and behavior. Initiatives like these at UCSD not only normalize the existence of borders, but work to normalize relationships between academia, companies, and investors who see the border as an opportunity for profit. The Rady School of Management also partners with the San Diego Military Advisory Council to produce an annual report on the economic impact of the military on San Diego. This is, of course, no honest examination of how the military has paved over and destroyed this land and created an economic and social dependence on the continuation of the military-industrial complex. This is a report specifically funded by weapons companies, including Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Bay Systems. At a school, a place intended to be a place of learning and intellectual honesty, they produce propaganda with the specific aim of advocacy for the military. That's okay. Is that what a university should be? A mouthpiece advocating for profiteering from war? That's fucking right. So now if you want to see another one of the absolute just like biggest war profiteers on campus, let's make our way all the way back to the Jacobs School of Engineering by Warren Ball. We're ready for more. We're gonna go poke the bear.
final destination on this UCSD walking tour of complicity, the Jacobs School of Engineering. Now, we could draw attention to many projects, PIs, and labs here, such as computer science and engineering's Professor Ryan Kastner, whose project on detecting and navigating underwater objects was funded directly by the Israeli Ministry of Defense. But let's not limit ourselves to individual PIs. Let's think about the structural relationships at the core of this institution, like the Jacobs Corporate Affiliates Program, the program that, one, gives the military industry direct access to recruit the undergraduates, graduate researchers, and postdocs trained at UCSD. Two, facilitates research collaborations between arms dealers and researchers. Three, grants each company a seat on the executive board, allowing them to contribute to curricular and research agenda decisions. And four, grants them access to UCSD facilities. The war machine is on this campus every day, training you, profiting off your labor, and making you complicit in the murder the world over. So who are the corporate affiliates of the Jacobs School? A literal who's who of the military-industrial complex. General Atomics, Northrop Grumman, Shield AI, Navwar, Lockheed Martin, RTX, Collins Aerospace, to name a few. So let's start with General Atomics. General Atomics funds more research at UCSD than any other defense contractor. General Atomics has an undue influence on research and training at Jacobs. The same General Atomics whose Predator drones surveil migrants along the hyper-militarized US-Mexico border. Those same Predator drones that were refined by UCSD researchers at the Department of Structural Engineering in the early 2000s. General Atomics that is providing the U.S. military with MQ-9 Reaper drones that are flying above Gaza, taking high-resolution video and photos of Palestinians and gathering intelligence signals from cell phones so that Israel can drop targeted bombs on tents and mosques and hospitals and schools. Next up is Lockheed Martin. Boo. Same Lockheed Martin, whose collaboration with Israeli industries is assessed at over $4 billion. The same Lockheed Martin that will deliver 50 fighter jets and aircrafts to Israel by this year. The same Lockheed Martin who proudly supplies the ILF ground forces with missiles. The same Lockheed Martin that made Hellfire missiles that hit journalists sitting near Shifa Hospital in Gaza City on November 9th, and not just hit journalists, but shreds its targets using blades. Jacobs School of Engineering trained 1,500 undergraduates, 1,400 master's students, and 225 PhDs in the 2022-2023 school year alone. Every single one of these students can make a decision today that they do not need to be complicit in the co-optation of their education, their research for the profit of weapons manufacturers. Every single one of these students can participate in a movement that is reimagining what research could look like if it built and grew and fostered humanity rather than bled it. You do not have to wait until you are in your mid-career and have an existential crisis that you have been contributing to war profiteering. You can choose today and reclaim this university with us.
Let's give it up for Ali! this was the last stop on the tour. But of course, this is not the end. Our solidarity is grounded in the recognition that the steadfast struggle of the Palestinian people is fundamentally interconnected to the criminalization and brutalization of black and brown bodies in our own local communities. Communities policed by cops who learn to use the same violent tactics deployed against the Palestinian people during trainings with law enforcement in Israel. We write this statement less than 30 miles from the border, where General Dynamics provides tech for remote video surveillance in a lucrative $174.1 million contract with Customs and Border Protection. While AI-powered surveillance systems are purchased from Elbit Systems America, the U.S. branch of the Israeli weapons manufacturer that produces many of the bombs and drones used by the IOF. The smart border tech Customs and Border Protection uses to surveil the San Diego border was developed and deployed by Elbit to police the smart wall that surrounds and imprisons all of Gaza. Nearly 1,000 undocumented immigrants have been targeted and arrested via footage of the San Diego border obtained by Elbit's Hermes 450 drone. The same drone that targeted and killed 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers just a few months ago. Meanwhile, the nations of Europe rely on Elbit's Hermes drone to surveil and secure the maritime borders without any risk of incurring the costly obligation to assist maritime vessels in distress that a manned surveillance operation might incur. More than 18,000 fled Iraq following the 2003 U.S.-led invasion and its disastrous consequences. As we witness for the first time mass murder committed remotely on a genocidal scale, we remember that the first person ever killed in a remote strike was an Iraqi targeted in 2007 by Northrop Grumman's Hunter MQ-5B drone, which was refined through research partnerships with UCSD's Jacobs School of Engineering to maximize the drone's weapons payload. And state surveillance efforts that racially profile and target Muslim communities under the guise of counterterrorism in San Diego and occupied Palestine both rely on the same AI-powered platform, Palantir. The occupation uses DJI quadcopters to continue its genocidal offensive, even from afar. DJI simultaneously profits from the mass killings committed remotely by the occupation, surveillance carried out by the San Diego Police Department, and archaeological research conducted by UCSD in occupied Palestine. UCSD students and faculty dig for Iron Age artifacts just meters away from a beachside parking lot built on top of a mass grave. Yet the presence of those murdered, their past, and their remains are invisible under the thick cover of institutional silence. Since UCSD was founded in 1964 with support from weapons manufacturer General Dynamics via a grant equivalent to $10 million US today, the university has relied upon partnerships with the defense industry to gain profit and prestige. Today, General Dynamics remains the 6th largest weapons manufacturer worldwide and continues to provide a wide variety of munitions, including tens of thousands of 155mm caliber artillery shells provided to Israel by the United States. As we finish off this tour, I'd like to again note that the relationships we've identified today are not nearly all that exist here. There are literally hundreds more. Many of those, especially those relationships with the military, are found just off campus at UCSD Scripps Institution of Oceanography. And in just a couple days, we will hold the leaders of that institution responsible as well. These connections we've learned about together not only implicate this university in the occupation in Palestine, in the genocide in Gaza, but in the structuring of the world around American imperialism. Imperialism takes the form of the colonization of land as well as the colonization of minds. Through the definition of knowledge, through institutional approval, the military-industrial complex has been fully normalized. Genocide is tacitly endorsed, and we are expected to shut up and get back to work. We will not allow this any longer, and UCSD will stop. From anthropology to GPS to whatever the fuck management at Rady is, to Jacobs Engineering, you still have the opportunity to make this genocide stop and prevent all future genocides. Everybody. And that's all. See everybody at Warmo.